We were here at the Humanoids Summit in London, and I have the opportunity and the pleasure to meet you here. Have you had a little around, watching and seeing what the guys are doing?
Yes, there's a lot of humanoids around. It's amazing how much the field has been progressing. It's very light speed.
Yeah, crazy. It
Yeah,
seems like every single week there's a new feature coming up, a new version coming up.
yeah,
But
new
maybe you
videos,
can,
incredible.
yeah, and maybe you can tell me a little bit about Extend Robotics. What are you guys doing, and what you guys are aiming at?
Yes, thanks for the invitation, Ilir. Yeah, my name is Chang. I'm the CEO and chief designer of Extend Robotics. So what we're working on is we built this, what I believe is the world's most intuitive XR-based human-robot interface software that you can use to help people to reach beyond physical presence, meaning you can remotely operating robots with very intuitive way, and at the same time you can continuously collecting data that accelerate training of embodied AI models. So it's a dual purpose setup for intuitive teleoperation and AI trainings. Yeah.
And when you see other solutions out there, what is your take on that? What do you see? What competitors are doing, or the need in the market? Maybe you can tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're probably the one of the early players in XR-based interface that really pushing on intuitiveness. One of our key competitiveness is our ability to stream real-time 3D data that directly stream from the robot cameras. So essentially, user can have a really immersive experience where they have a very good sense of depth with those live 3D reconstruction around the robots, and they can really intuitively using their gestures to operate robots. Essentially, robot would mimic the movement of the user at let's say fingertips level, and combining with this immersive experience is really making it really easy for people to use it, and therefore you will have a much efficient way of collecting data, um, but also you can optimize the quality of the data you collect. So yeah, so we're probably the one of the early ones that already built up this technology that is ready to use, and I believe there are kind of other prototypes people just started to realize useful and start working on it. We're already kind of about 4 years ahead of the competition. So
When we look about the data that is existing out there in the market, and
yeah.
as you just said, there's other competitors have different ways of doing that. Do you think this will be a problem, like collecting data and scaling data, synthetic data? So maybe you can say a little bit about
Yeah,
this.
well, what I haven't mentioned probably is the ability you can use the same interface to connect to simulated robots powered by NVIDIA as XM. So this is already also working for us. Where is a streamlined interface you can use to connect to physical robot or simulated robots, and obviously if you connect to simulated robot, you can use those GRUD's pipeline GRUD blueprint pipelines like Gen GRUD mimics and Cosmos to really scale up your synthetic data. But what we believe is that you still need the real robots data to finally ground it for your specific application, specific robot setup. So having the ability to connect to real robots to collect real data is still important. What's even more is that because this is a truly remote operation, it's not next to robot teleoperation. We are really next level that you can be far away, like over different part of the world, controlling robot over the internet. You can supervise a fleet of robots, and continuously collecting edge cases data right in situ, where the robot is operating, and every remote intervention happening through the interface could be the edge cases data. You can then feed back to your training, and then you can continuously improving your robot capabilities. And this way, we're creating this really efficient data flywheel, combining all these data source. And then to optimize the process. Yeah.
When I see all those companies, embodied AI companies, there's a huge hype at the moment. But when you see actual customer, actual use cases, actual deployment, how's that for you guys?
Yeah, so we actually been, well, I agree first, there's a lot of hypes and I mean, I think people turn to overestimate the progress in short term, but really underestimate the long-term long-term impact of this technology. We believe this is probably the 21st century's biggest invention possible. But in terms of adopting, we are actually, because we have this remote interface that you can have a human in the loop deployment today, and we actually leverage that to trial the system in quite a wide range of verticals, primarily focusing on manufacturing, automotive manufacturing. We've been doing trials with Leyland trucks to fit high voltage components, initially teleoperating robots to do, which already been proven successful, but the next phase is about automating that with the data behind that teleoperation and combining with simulations. And additionally, we've been quite well trialed in agricultural use cases, in vineyards, working with Innovate UK and various partners to pick grapes and tomatoes, those kind of traditionally very difficult, labor-intensive tasks, but you don't have alternatives apart from having people working there. But now we can teleoperating robots and looking at automating all the processes. So agriculture is the second, and then we've been working in nuclear and space applications as well, working with quite big names on their projects. So yeah, so it's across a quite wide range, but we try to focus on manufacturing at this point.
Regarding the accuracy, reliability that automotive, for example, is requiring, and then you say, for example, the agriculture part or the logistic parts where robots are pretty far ahead and there's a lot of deployment happening already. How do you see the situation with homes? Because there's a huge narrative at the moment that will be happening very early on, even though a lot of people who are in the industry say this will take some time. So how do you see that? What's your take on that?
Yeah, so I think it will take time to really just get to the level that this is like deployed at scale. I think in terms of productions, in terms of validating systems, in the reliabilities and all that require time for validation. The technology is progressing really quickly, and we're quite confident. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, there's already solutions to those problems. But obviously, you have to get through this adoption cycles, commercializations, and really scaling up. That would take some time. But I think technology-wise, we're not too far away. And obviously, with this embodied AI and data-driven automations, we're expecting a exponential growth. Sometimes it's hard to proceed with a linear mind where you see this because when the system is set up, the rest is just about data. It's building up the demonstrations and edge cases, and it will grow quite quickly, and it will be accelerating because as this growing, the fleet will be growing, the volume of data will be growing, the compute will be growing, so everything is pushing to accelerate the progress. Yeah.
We are now halfway through this year. What's ahead for you guys this year? Is there any big thing that we can watch out for?
Yeah. Well, there are a few trials around the corners. So we have a few really deep conversations with first end users like Leyland trucks and a few really big names around the corner, but also working with various humanoid hardware vendors and general robotic supply chain vendors, which really try to promote partnerships, collaborations, trying to solve real-world problems together, not on our own. So a lot of partnership will be pushing later this year. Yeah, so and also we're fundraising, so to scale up, there's a lot of interest on commercializing. We need to scale up the team and really keep up with the demand.
Where are you guys based?
We're in Reading, so in London locally, in Reading, yeah.
Interesting, because I mean, there's kind of a hype at the moment that Europe is still there. I mean, the difference is huge between the US and China, but there is some deeply rooted research here in Europe happening, right? And more people are really pushing for it, and so yeah, I'm happy to see that we have some locals around.
Yeah, we're also collaborating globally, working with a few US companies and Europe companies. Yeah, so because we primarily the software suppliers, and it's quite easy for us to support global partnerships. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice having you. Thanks for giving us some insights.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward. As you said, there's some things coming this year. So you said raising, scaling, some announcement happening, and it was nice having you. And thanks for taking the time.
Thank you so much, Ilir.
Yeah,
Cheers.
take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers.